Keeping on track with our super short, simple summer episodes. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about posture and 3 things you can do to help you perfect your posture right now. Let's get to it.
You're listening to the Wellness Simplified podcast. Simple wellness tips to help you improve your life without turning it upside down. With your host, award-winning fitness instructor, nutrition coach, and wellness expert, Susie Fevens.
Welcome back to the podcast. We're continuing our summer series with short episodes under 10 minutes long so that you can get in, get out, and continue with your day. Today we're talking about posture. Back in May, I actually ran a posture challenge through my Facebook group and an email challenge, but I recognize that not everybody is hanging out in those places, so you would have missed that challenge. And even if you did partake, perhaps you need a little refresher. So some of these you're going to be able to do right now. Some of them you might have to write yourself a note to do later today or tomorrow when you're in that area. But the first thing we're going to talk about is your car. If you are somebody who owns a car or drives around in a car, maybe you do both. When you sit in your car or the seat that you most frequently sit in a car, you should be able to have the back of your body against the back of the seat. Number 1. If you can't, you need to make an adjustment. And if you and your significant other or your kid or whomever have different heights, different body frames, that might mean that you have to adjust the seat every single time you get in. I know it's a pain, but you know what else is a pain? A broken neck and a broken back. Because the second thing you're going to do is you're going to lean back and you're going to see, does your head rest on the headrest? If you are someone of a shorter stature, perhaps your head doesn't hit on the headrest because it will bump into the back of the seat. That's fine. If you are someone who is taller like myself, if you lean back and your head does not hit that headrest, you need to pull it up. It is on those little metal bar things. You can pull it up. This is extremely important because if you're in an accident and there is an impact and your head snaps back and there is no headrest there, you're going to get injured. You could break your neck. You could be killed just from that little thing. Put your neck rest up so that when you lean back, if you were to get snapped back, it would catch your head. This is extremely important, and a lot of times seats in the back seat now have an adjustable headrest as well. This is something you should get in the habit of doing every time you get in a car, whether it's your car or not. Adjust that headrest so that it's going to keep you safe. This is more of a problem if you are average to tall. Some of you shorties, I love you guys, but your head might not hit the headrest, so it might just hit the back of the seat, in which case you're fine. That is my biggest thing about cars. Make sure that headrest is at the right level. That's less of a posture thing and more of a survival thing. Number 2, if you work in an office, when you get into your office, maybe you're there right now, sit in your office chair and notice how you're sitting. Number 1, are both of your feet on the floor? If not, try to sit with both of your feet on the floor. If your feet don't rest on the floor, because they're a little bit too short, you need to get a stool, you need to get a dictionary, you need something so that your feet can rest on the floor. Number 2, you want to make sure that your back is supported. So if the back of your chair is too far back, you're going to need to get a lumbar cushion or something so that you can be supported. You don't want to be pitching forward. You don't want your ears to be ahead of your shoulders. Ideally, you have your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips when you're seated, and when you're standing for that matter. If you're leaning forward, chances are your chin is also jutting forward. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put your finger on your chin and you're going to back your chin up so that your ears are over your shoulders. Maybe they're already there. Maybe you don't need to worry about that. But a lot of people, especially a lot of people who spend time at a desk, get their head jutting forward, back that chin up. That's going to release a lot of neck tension right then and there without you having to do anything else. Keep your head over your shoulders. Think about your spine as a broomstick. Think about your head as a basketball. It's pretty easy to hold a broomstick with a basketball sitting on top. Not like bouncing, but if you put a hole in the basketball and set it on the top, it's pretty easy to hold it there if it's right over top. If you then take that basketball and you pull it forward, all of a sudden there's a whole lot more tension on that broom handle. You're going to have to work a lot harder. kind of a crude demonstration or analogy, but hopefully you're getting my picture. You need to back that chin up, keep it over your head. That is going to reduce tension in your neck tenfold right there. On that note, if you have tension in your neck, one of the easiest, most effective exercises you can do to release tension is to draw a figure 8 in the air with your nose one direction and then the opposite direction, and then do the same thing drawing an infinity sign or a sideways figure 8. Nice and slowly, do like 5 reps of each direction, clockwise and counterclockwise, and that will help relieve a lot of the tension in your neck. So that's the next thing you're going to do. Now, the final thing you're going to do, although I could go on about this for ages, is just stand up. If you can, if you're driving, obviously you can't. But just stand up when you get out of your car. You can do this. Just let your arms fall by your sides. And I want you to notice where your palms face. Do they face forward? Do they face backward? Do they face towards your body? For most people, you're going to find that your hands naturally face towards your body, and sometimes they're going to start to face a little bit towards the back of your body. That's because we do a lot of internal rotation through our shoulders, and we can get stuck in that internal rotation. Just think about all the times that we have our arms coming in around us when we are on our phones, or we are doing any sort of handiwork like cross-stitching, needlepoint, knitting, etc., working on factory floor, so many things, working at a keyboard, they all have us internally rotated. So we need to focus a little bit more on external rotation through our shoulders. And the easiest way to do this, and this is also going to be the easiest way to correct your posture, like in 2 seconds, is to just turn your palms forward. When you turn your palms forward, it's going to open through your shoulders, you're going to externally rotate, and when you do that, you automatically stand up taller. So one thing I like to tell people to do is set a couple of reminders in their phone or associate it with a specific place in your house. Like maybe every time you open the front door, you take a second to reset your posture. I don't know. Maybe every time you see yourself in a mirror, you take a second to reset your posture. All you have to do is turn your palms forward and then let your hands relax. They're going to relax back to your sides for the most part. But if you maintain that posture, it's going to help you to keep posture, a good posture, more of the time. Phew, that was a lot of talking, very quick talking. I hope you're able to keep up with that. As a reminder, number 1, you are going to adjust that headrest in your car or any car you get in to protect your neck if you are in an accident. Number 2, if you work at a desk, you are going to make sure that your feet touch the floor, whether they are directly on the floor or they're on a wooden box or a stool or a dictionary or whatever. Number 3, you're going to make sure that your back is supported, either by adjusting your office chair as needed, maybe putting a lumbar support on there so that you can sit nice and tall. Number 4, you're going to back your nose up so that your ears are over your shoulders. Keep that basketball over the broomstick. Number 5, your 2-second postural corrector. You're just going to turn your palms forward. That's it. You're just going to turn them forward. And those few things are going to make a huge difference in helping you to have a better posture, reduce stress in your neck, your low back, your jaw, your shoulders, all the places. And that's it for today's episode. Now go adjust that neck rest. If you don't do anything else from this episode, go adjust the neck rest, the head rest in your car. I would love for you to do all of those things, but if you only do one, make it that one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, day, evening, morning, whatever time it is you're listening to this. Bye.